Okay, Patricia, we are live. Guys, thanks for joining us for this live stream that we've been talking about for weeks now. We've been talking about the day we're going to finally get to Area 51. We dabbled in a few other mysteries that are connected to Area 51, but we're gonna let you know how the tie-in happens at some point. So, Patricia, who is our resident veteran and our resident researcher on all things um, ancient civilizations, alien technology, Area 51 related. She's going to be running point on this live stream because she has copious notes on this matter. Okay, so I'm just going to be along for the ride. Now, remember, you guys can leave your comments in the chat. Let's know your thoughts on each of the points that we're covering in this expose on Area 51. Now, if you have some thoughts that we don't cover during the live stream, be sure to let us know in the chat. And we also, talk about the news. So if there's something in the news that you want us to riff off of while we're online here with you, because we're very, very conscious of the chat, we would love for you to post those in the chat because do you know what? The live stream is really about you and us having a conversation and talking about a bunch of these issues. So, without,
Mhm.
yeah, so let's know where you're watching from. Okay, post where you're watching from in the chat and don't forget to smash the like button. Okay, while you're at it. So, Area 51. So, Patricia, let's just dive into this now. Area 51 is one of those topics that's like the holy grail. You mentioned the holy grail and then it's almost like you're stepping into something um
Mind blowing.
uncharted. Yeah, mind blowing, and if you touch it you might explode like the Germans who opened the Ark of the Covenant in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade movie. No, that the Last Crusade was on the holy grail. The one with the Ark of the Covenant was what now? Which one was that? The Last Crusade was the Holy Grail. Then the one with the
Raiders of the
Ark of
Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, that was my favorite. That was
That
my
was an
favorite.
awesome movie.
Yeah. The Last Crusade was good. It was good too. So let's know where you're chatting from in the chat. So Patricia, go for it.
Area 51. It's been something that everybody focuses on because of the secrecy. And forever people have been going up on the hills around it, taking photos and seeing weird things in the sky. And they automatically um, go into this thought pattern of that's got to be alien because we've never seen it before. And that has built up a legend with Area 51 that covers everything from alien beings, alien bases, alien aircraft, um, and what they're actually doing there. Reverse engineering. They're
Yep.
building flying saucers, et cetera, et cetera. When in truth, Area 51 was set up during the Cold War, right after World War II. And that area was used for testing underground explosions of nuclear bombs off to the west of where Area 51 is right now.
Hmm.
And they decided they needed a base that was hidden, that from the enemy's eyes, to test out military weapons and military craft. Um, I don't know how many people remember the first pictures they released of the stealth bomber. The very first picture was taken in front of a hangar, and the bomber was outside of the hangar. And when I seen it, I said, "That's Area 51."
Mhm.
And the next thought in my brain was, "That's from the Flying Wing from 1947, I think it was, that they had built that plane before. And the reason why it never went into service was because it kept crashing. It had tail fins and propeller engines on it. They couldn't fly it, couldn't control it.
Mm.
So now, with technology, that plane is mostly flown by computer, not by pilots. And they took tail fins off. So when I seen it, I said, "Well, they finally got that right." But the fascinating part of the Cold War stuff was that they were developing technology that no one else had. And they were trying to protect it. That's why the base is where it is. And then the military went and you might as well say they confiscated the hills around Area 51 to keep people from filming what was going on there. And that just raised it to a whole new level of what's happening there. Why don't they let people know what's happening there? You don't want to know what's happening there.
Yeah.
And no, they don't let anybody enter that base unless you're authorized to. The same way that you can't enter any other military base unless you're authorized to do so. And I can
So
tell you it.
so let me ask a question, because these days Americans on social media sound as if they have a right to walk into any government owned building to ask any old question they want to ask. And there was a video
Mhm.
that I saw a while back of people who were planning to raid Area 51. Like there's this attitude like you should be able to walk into these secret bases and ask whatever it is you want. And maybe we'll talk about the Epstein files that were released yesterday. Okay, the
Okay.
3.5 million pages of yeah, pages of Epstein files that were released. Maybe we'll talk about that, because whenever people are asking for information, the question I always have is, can you handle the volume of information that you're asking for, and can you handle the truth of what's going to be coming your way when that arrives?
Yes, and
So,
the words keep coming back to the truth. You can't handle the truth.
yep.
And really, the secrecy of Area 51 has been fed by its reputation. And to keep things secret there, it's set up to work in a way that people who are working on things there have no clue to what anybody else is working on.
Mm,
Now, that's not unusual for a military base. I had free reign on going anywhere connected to a runway on a base. But there were lines drawn on that runway that I was not allowed to cross. I couldn't walk up to a B 52 on a parking pad. I could have been shot for doing that.
even as a military officer?
Well, I wasn't an officer, I was enlisted, but even as a member of the military, and yeah, even if there had been an officer there that did not have the clearance to cross those colored lines, they could be shot.
Mm,
And one day I did cross it in an emergency, and I got an M16 shoved in my face
whoa.
with the safety off.
Okay.
He didn't shoot me because I was yelling at the mechanic in the B-52 to turn off a tail gun.
Ah.
Me and my crew were working behind the B-52, and when a tail gun in a B-52 is on, they go to automatic magnetic lock, meaning that if they lock on a metal object, they automatically fire.
Whoa.
And I was just lucky that the mechanic working on it knew who I was. He said, "Patty, is that you?" And I said, "Yeah. I'm behind you in front of that gun with a crew, and it's following us.
Ooh.
Turn it off." And I said, "What are you all doing?" He said, "We got a bullet stuck in it." And I said, "Oh, my Lord. You could have killed one of us." So, and with those tail guns, people have seen them fired on news shows and stuff, and they see the white bullets. Those are tracer bullets. In a B-52 tail gun, that's every fifth bullet
Hmm.
is white. So they
Hmm.
can see where the bullets are, line up their targets better,
Yeah.
see where the bullets are going. And that's every fifth bullet. That's how fast they fire. So even if you're on one of these bases, and the compartmentalization of it is that I can be on the runway next to where the B-52s are parked, but I don't know what they're doing to the B-52s.
Hmm.
That's like eyes only and information that I don't need to know to work on the runway. The same way that these scientists and engineers who work at Area 51, they do not need to know who is working on a craft for aeronautic, the airflow around it, the air, what's that called? Well, anyway, they're not involved in the overall shape of the craft they're working on. They may be working on one small part of an engine or a computer system. They may be working only on the computer system that they use for um, the protection of the plane while it's flying.
Yeah.
The guns involved in that, or they may be working on the part of what keeps the plane stable while it's flying. And they won't know that there's other parts of the computerized program that carries over and takes care of other things that plane is designed to do. So the fascinating part of Area 51 is that usually nobody knows what's going on there. Nobody knows what anybody else is working on there, except for maybe the administration, and even then, they may not know everything that's going on there. So it's really crazy. I know the administrators of Area 51 are Nielsen's Air Force Base. And Area 51 is an Air Force base. They have test flown all sorts of things out of there. And that has been a lot of what people who have went down there at night and videoed, that they've seen shadows of it. Because one thing that you can guarantee, an alien craft will not leave a jet stream.
Hmm.
They have no exhaust systems on the alien crafts I've seen from the Pentagon videos.
Hmm.
But our aircraft always leaves a jet stream. You'll see the jet motors on a
Yeah.
plane
Yeah.
when it takes off, and it'll look totally weird at night. You'll see two little dots moving through the air, or three,
Hmm.
if they have a booster burner. So you'll see 3 jet engines ignite when it takes off at night, and you can see the fire from them. And people have recorded that and said, "Oh, that's an alien craft." No, it was the jet engines.
All right. So if you see something flying through the air and there's a trail, then that's not a UFO essentially.
No,
Okay.
all the UFO footages that I've seen that they have identified as unknown aircraft have never had a exhaust signature.
Okay.
Not those little white capsule looking things that the Navy caught zooming across the ocean, and not that gimbal one that tilts while it's flying.
Mm,
Um, there was no exhaust streams from them whatsoever. They
okay.
can't figure out how they're powered
Okay.
because we're still in fossil fuel mode. We think, oh, it's got to have a trail. Even our nuclear subs can leave a trail,
Mm,
and they're not powered by fossil fuels,
yeah.
but they still leave a signature because they're radioactive.
All right. So there are people who are tuned in right now who are watching, and of course, we promised, okay, to talk about the truth about Area 51, and it's not what they think. So,
No.
let's dive into a few of the things, the resources that we have lined up, and then you guys feel free to ask your questions. Now, if you're watching this on the main channel, okay, the main channel is Crossroads IRL. Crossroads IRL will unceremoniously be will go offline in about 5 minutes. So you would want to skip over to the new live stream channel. Okay, the new live stream channel is Crossroads 247. Okay, just type Crossroads 247 in on YouTube, and you should be able to find it. So that's where we're going to be live streaming from now on. All the live streaming is going to be happening there. We're going to be easing into it over the next couple of weeks, and when we're sure that everyone knows where the live streaming is happening, then we're going to stop announcing it. So, Patricia, it's all you now. So let's hear it.
Okay, the reputation of it has always been very loud. And the history of Area 51 is a lot different than people's concept of it.
Mm,
The actual history, the cold hard fact history of it.
yeah.
Um, they have created a lot of things at Area 51. Uh, some of them, the civilian population has benefited from. And people probably don't realize this, but there was a time when our military was testing microwave weapons. They didn't work out real good. So they handed the technology to the civilian interest. And what we get out of it? Microwaves to cook our food. So, and there was a lot of research that went on with that. And where did the research come from? Well, believe it or not, it wasn't Area 51. The whole concept and ideal of those microwave weapons started at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. It's a research base. They make astronaut suits. They make suits for the people who fly the spy planes because they fly so high. They have to have like an astronaut suit.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the things that they've got there would probably make your hair stand on end. More so than what's at Area 51. So, what is Area 51? Well, it's an Air Force base. It is governed by Nelson Air Force Base. That means the general who oversees everything there also oversees everything at Area 51. Um, it's been called a lot of different names too, but Area 51 kind of just stuck. It's a base that has tested weapons and tested aircraft. And they use the runway at Groom Lake to take off and land those aircraft. And that's why people see flying objects there so much. Because usually they will only fly them at night because overhead satellites can't shine a flashlight on the object taking off at the runway. So it makes it more secretive and keeps those things out of having photographs taken of them and them trying to figure out what kind of aircraft it is before it's released. So it's a research, I hate to call it a research base, but it does have research to it. It's more like build it and test it.